Hey everybody, Todd Priebe of Safety Connections. Rolling up on a job site for today's suggestions and tips, and that is parking construction vehicles at a construction site. All right, upon arrival, the first thing that we want to consider is where are we parking? It's best if we can park on one side of the road. That certainly allows more room for motorists to get by. Not always the case. We also want to consider, are we parking on established lawns? Leaving ruts that, such as what you see right here, is not appreciated by homeowners. So we want to avoid that. So don't park on established lawns. In this subdivision, I don't think it's applicable. The lawns are not established. However, we do want to give forewarning to motorists of the men at work and vehicles that are possibly obstructing their right of way. So in this situation, it may not be applicable. However, you're in Milwaukee, Whitefish Bay on Lakeshore Drive. Heavier traffic, higher speeds. We want to give motorists a heads up. And I would suggest a folding portable sign on a collapsible stand that says men working. Two of them, one posted for each direction of traffic, to give motorists a heads up of what they're approaching. So that sign would be posted in a 25-mile-per-hour zone 100 feet out. If it's a 30-mile-per-hour zone, you're going to post that warning sign 120 feet out. 35 miles per hour, 160. 40 miles an hour zone, you're at 240, and at 45 mile per hour zone, you're at 320 feet away from the site where you're going to post that warning sign. That is followed up by some cones that helps kind of move the traffic away from the obstruction. So you'll see here we got a conveyor truck. I would suggest in this situation a couple cones to allow motorists to know where are the obstructions. So I would have one cone here to start to get motorists to kind of swing to the left to look for oncoming traffic so that it's clear so they can proceed safely. And then one more cone just in front of the cab on the driver's side there so they have an indication just how far out that truck is protruding. The cones and the sign need to be clean, so it's high visibility. Now, if we're moving the truck in and we got to stop traffic on a high volume road such as Lake Drive, we want to do this carefully. Whoever is going to be stopping the traffic need to be wearing high visibility clothing. Before they get into that lane of traffic, they're going to get the attention of the closest lane of traffic motorists and make that eye contact, waving your arms, giving the indication you want them to slow and stop. And the stop sign indication would be fingers up, palm out, hand extended. They come to a complete stop. Then you can then move to the other lane of traffic and get them to see you, slow down, and stop. You keep them there until it is completely safe for them to proceed. They will be watching your lead. Certainly, you want to be conscientious of motorists that are not paying attention. So you got to keep your head on the swivel, watch that traffic to prevent a vehicle that is being operated by distracted motorists and possibly hitting you. So going out there in the roadway stopping traffic is dangerous, and you need to be cognizant of what your role is, and that is controlling the traffic for the short term. Okay, that's all I have for tips and suggestions. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you next week.